Talking Normies Podcast.
Is the air on?
Hey.
Is the air on?
Intro. Hey.
What up?
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up?
What's goody? The big
That is-
apple. I did not see your DM. I mean, I just looked
Oh,
at
there's
it.
somebody sliding in your DMs,
No,
boy.
we're
Already
nice.
first thing in the morning. Shit.
Oh shit! All right, listen.
got business.
This is what's gonna happen, okay? Because I didn't send myself my notes, and they're on my computer. So we're gonna do the morning catch up or the weekend catch up, and I'm gonna
Skippity
leave
pap.
to go hit go. But before we do,
Skippity pap.
I like your blender, Pat.
Yes.
But
That is.
it feels like you're taking around your own daiquiris.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's like a full size blender.
That's what I would do.
Yeah.
It looks like you have a problem.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
It looks like you
pretty sweet.
drink daiquiris like every hour on the hour.
Yeah, like
Straight up pina coladas.
like you need them fresh made. Like you carry like a satchel.
So
of
I would
limes.
say this. I usually don't shell a lot, but this blender, look, it chopped up like chunky ice pretty well.
Yeah.
Is that a?
I mean, what are you drinking?
is that the same company?
Yeah, blend jet.
What are you drinking?
Wait, turn it. Like, well,
Bro, that's Ninja Turtles.
give
bro.
us a spin. Give us a spin.
Alright,
Oh
cool.
shit! Wait, you just bought a bigger one, or is this?
Yeah, so there's a bigger attachment like this,
Uh,
and you, like this is still open. You still close it in.
What are you drinking?
yeah. What are you drinking?
So I'm drinking BCA's,
Okay, that's good for your muscles, right?
muscles hydration. Also drinking Hydra. So Hydra has watermelon flavor in it, and it has like coconut water, has a whole bunch of amino acids and stuff in there. And then I also got some citrulline to help with my blood pressure.
So can I make a margarita in this?
Yes, you can make a margarita in this.
Hey,
Fuck
hey,
yeah.
Blend Jet is the shit.
I'm
You-
on
you-
blended.
You got the Ninja Turtles joint. So
Well-
wait, you bought another one?
Now you've
Yeah.
murdered
What happened to the
everyone's ear holes
Huh?
on the
What happened to the
podcast.
other one?
The other one I have, but do you know there's a rubber in here?
He didn't
you gotta
clean
take, you gotta take the rubber and clean it. I didn't do that well, so I was like, I don't want to use it now.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, that's one thing. The cleaning aspect of
The
it.
cleaning
there-
is difficult.
There's certain they got to tweak it a little bit, but Blend Jet is the shit.
It does chop up pretty
Why,
well.
why don't you fucking reach out to them? They do.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Let's
Yeah,
get,
that's what
let's,
we really need.
Let's get Blend Jet in the fucking sponsorship, dude. That's gonna be 2024. We're collecting sponsorships like Pokemon.
Like Pokemon. Gotta
That
catch
just looks
'em
like cotton
all.
candy, honestly.
You want to try it?
It's probably delicious.
It's delicious. Try it. I swear it's not going to be in there.
I don't want it.
That's going to fuck you up. There's no steroids or human growth hormone, nothing like that.
got-
This is all natural shit.
I got my OJ, man.
You know,
I can't be mixed.
it's delicious.
That's fire.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I got
It tastes like
coffee.
BCA's.
I do want to know legitimately, Pat, do you know a guy, if I needed to get human growth hormone?
I
Because
will.
I feel like the gyms you go to, you
Wait.
definitely know a guy.
No. So here's the deal. I've been on a mission.
Oh, no.
I've been on a mission to score me some human growth hormone, and so here's the thing: human growth hormone is available. You could buy it. But the only problem is, if you need to buy from like a legit pharmacy, like a big name pharmacy, like preferably like one of the ones in the United States or the EU. Or India, but if you buy something from Canada or Mexico,
So don't use Amazon.
yeah, don't use Amazon.
Don't they have human growth hormone in breast milk?
You know, I'm gonna see if that's even available.
There
we just get
is
breast milk?
human growth hormone in breast milk.
Can't you just drink breast milk?
Yeah, but it's not. Yeah, you need more.
You can get breast milk.
But I need more human. Like, there's not.
There's not
concentration.
enough breast milk?
There's not much human growth hormone in the breast milk.
Oh.
So,
but
like, I
it
said-
grows humans.
Yeah. But I said I want to put humans in my veins.
Oh, you're trying to shoot up
Yeah, I'm
human
trying to.
growth hormone.
I'm trying to shoot up humans in my veins.
Gotcha.
So this is the
That
adrenochrome
sounds
thing that QAnon's about.
You can get HGH from Amazon Prime.
Please do not get HGH. So hold on.
I can
How
get,
are you
I
doing,
can
sir?
I can get HGH overnighted to me.
Please, hey, everyone online, if you please do not buy any HGH online.
Or
If you're
at
gonna get
all.
I mean, if you are,
Yeah, hold on. Adam,
start with that.
isn't it? Is it what? It's in a nebulous gray area, right?
no. So
all.
HGH is different than steroids.
Okay.
HGH is
figured that
legal,
out, yeah.
but however, HGH is banned in some sports.
See, I just imagine that I walk into a room and I see you shooting up, like at the kitchen table, and I'm like, "What the fuck is that?"
Yeah,
and no
whatever it
matter
is.
what your answer is, I'm gonna assume it should be illegal. Even if you said insulin goes in your fucking belly.
Yeah.
If I saw
Whatever
you
you just
shooting
said,
insulin
citrulline,
directly into
that
your
sounds
vein, I'd be
illegal.
like, I feel like I should call you help, right?
Yeah, I
Like,
feel like if it's going into your veins, it needs to be a doctor doing it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
But then there's also derm. There's also like derm HGH, like the lotion kind that you
Okay.
can put on your. But the ones I heard about that it's not as good. There's some risk to it, and on top of that, it is more likely going to give you bitch tits.
Bitch tits.
So, because it has estrogen in it, then yeah.
So what you need to do is
And
if
it's topical.
it's topical, but
You
if
can
you do,
just rub yourself into tits,
well, you can rub it on your tits if you want.
and then you.
But your tits don't. So if you rub it on your tits, doesn't mean your tits are gonna get bigger. But it's a side effect. If you rub it on your arms, it doesn't mean your arms are gonna get bigger. It's just
What is it? It's probably just like
So
semen
it's
and
not
eggs.
just like
it probably is. That's why I don't fuck with it.
It's just semen
it's just
and eggs.
cum.
Just-
But if you are gonna take any of this HGH stuff, you need to take an estrogen blocker.
Okay.
So you don't.
So then I feel like then for estrogen blocker is going to cost some. Then you got to take another thing to do. You know, it's a slippery slope.
But I mean, it's
Then
really
you gotta
not
die in
slippery
a
slope
pill.
because
Feels like
we
a
have
slippery
bodybuilders
slope.
that have been doing this for generations now, and you know they okay.
If only we knew a bodybuilder,
I-
former bodybuilder, we could talk to about
I
such
know.
a thing. If only we knew a guy.
I knew a guy. I know a guy. He's my trainer.
Your trainer? I mean,
My
I know,
trainer's the one trying to get me on HGH.
I know a guy that's listening right now that probably has some hot takes on it, but
Pat, I have I have a good shtick for you with how you have like a bunch of stuff in that, right?
Yeah.
Have you guys seen on Instagram or TikTok like I don't know what the subculture is, but it's just like people just making drinks, like extremely sugary drinks. Like they'll pump a bunch of grenadine and like just all these different flavors and then mix it with like Red Bull. And these videos get like
mocktails.
okay,
But-
here. Let me see if I can
Like, is it obnoxious?
I feel like I'm wanting an instant shot afterwards.
Mocktails.
I think it's obnoxious, but let me just see. But honestly, you can do that. But like the fitness, like you're just record yourself making that drink. Hang on. I think,
while you're pulling it up, I actually think this is kind of I think it's a lot of kids watching it because I think it's like weird experiments that you used to do when you were a kid. Because like I saw a video
it's
recently
very
that was
colorful.
like it was like I left a cigarette inside of a jar full of dirt for 100 days and this is what happened, and like that's the kind of weird shit I would have done as a kid and been super interested in, and now they're turning it into careers. Like they make goop and shit. You seen them make the goop, right?
Slime and all
yeah.
that juice, yeah.
I mean, we all did that.
Yeah. So if anyone out there knows how to get some, some really good legit HGH, you can always hit me up. I would love
please.
some. I would love
the
some.
normies do not advocate.
Yeah. Pat is his own
Only Pat.
individual person. If you are selling HGH to Pat in a dark alley, even
But
though it's
hold on,
legal-
no. I want it from a pharmacy. It's got to come from a pharmacist.
Okay,
okay.
you Pat does his own Pat things. He is disavowed. It's like the beginning of a fucking
whatever.
Mission Impossible movie. This man is disavowed.
Right.
Anyway, we can fucking catch up.
Dude,
Mickey did something. Let's hear it.
What'd I do this
I
weekend?
didn't really do anything, but well, okay. I've been playing. Wait. Okay, so it was Ben's bachelor party.
Yeah.
So we went paintballing.
Nice,
I
yeah.
went paintballing for the very first time in my life. I've lived here all this time and never went to Indie Acres.
What?
One time. Never been paintballing. So I went there, and I'm glad. Because I would have sunk all my money into it. Because here I am, a 35-year-old man, driving home from paintball for the first time in his life, and my ADHD brain is just like, so we should get into paintballing, right? We should go.
Without a
We
doubt.
should just go home.
Did you buy a gun?
Let's just go home and Google what. No, I didn't buy a gun.
Oh.
Let's just go home and Google like what it might cost, the things you might need. Actually, before we buy
Like
things,
$2,000?
we should get into Reddit and infiltrate the subculture because there's probably etiquette, and you don't want to look like a dummy. You want to look like it. And it was just like, and I was like, wait, let's hang on. I'm 35. I can't get into paintball.
Can't just get into
I can't get into
paintballing right
paintball now. Of all
I actually
time.
think
You
maybe
can.
I think
You
they
can.
asked
There
that.
are actually like legit paintball leagues out there that you can make money out of. Do you remember Michael Bastard when we did Vima back in the day?
No.
He's actually he's a professional paintballer. He's in the
Dude,
league.
paintballing is fucking fun. It is so fun, dude. It's so fun. It's ridiculously fun. It
never
hurts.
done it. Seems fun though.
Dude, it hurts, but it's like, it doesn't hurt like because you're not expecting it. You're just gonna be like, oh god. It feels like getting slapped on the back of the hand with like a wooden spoon.
Okay,
It's that like
so it's a little kinky.
it's that like sudden spicy kind of pain. You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about? It's
yeah.
a very
I'm gonna stick by the thing I just said.
it's a very distinct pain.
Yeah, it goes away very quickly.
But they had us play. Okay, so you have a guide with you, like he's kind of the coach calling the score for all the games.
He's like the referee.
Yeah, and you don't just go into one arena and we played for 2 hours, but we like took breaks and we played a bunch of different kind of game modes.
You guys play gun game where every time you shot somebody they give you a different gun.
That would be sick, but no. We played. We started out with regular team deathmatch, just to kind of dip our toes in there. Then we played zombies, where everybody was in one house and 2 people were a zombie in the opposite house, and the zombies can only be killed by headshot. You have a helmet. They give you a mask, but if the zombies shoot into the house, like they can make other zombies, and then if you get shot, you have to like walk to the checkpoint, and now you're a zombie. Ben ran the gauntlet where he has to go from one checkpoint to the other in 45 seconds, and he's the only one, and we're all just pelting him the whole time.
That's funny.
It was fun. It was really fun.
Are the referees there, like watching the whole thing?
Yeah, you have a guide with you. You have
Just like one guide?
yeah, you have one guy with you.
See,
The maps aren't like
okay.
they're not.
So there's no rule for people. Like there's no room for people cheating. Like they say, I didn't get hit.
Oh, I mean, there probably is, but no, it's a low chance.
Okay.
And you'll know if somebody got hit. Like, there's no way to, like, you'd have to be an asshole, be like, no, I didn't.
Dripping paint.
The only memories I have from paintballing was my first time going to Gator Zone back in the day. I don't know if they're still around.
Gator Zone?
Gator Zone.
Okay.
Back in the day. And I went there twice. First time I went there, fell in love just like you. I love paintball, and I went there again. And then I still like paintball, but my love is not there because kids back in the day,
you get bullied?
No, well, I was being bullied, but that's different, But back in the day, they brought in freezed paintballs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then
that's a dick move.
that shit, bro. I got wilted up so bad.
That's
and
a
the motherfuckers,
dick move.
motherfuckers will also bring their own paintball guns so they could mess with the PC or whatever.
Yeah.
And that shit even hurts even more, bro.
Oh, so where I was going with the game modes, I'm sorry. So, like, what I was saying is, like, it doesn't hurt as much when you're just in a match and, like, getting shot and you don't expect it. But we played this one, I forget, it's just a Civil War style game where, like, we lined up in front of each other and we could only hip fire. And you fire, and whoever goes down, and whoever's standing, you take 2 steps forward and you keep shooting till one team's gone. And that's when you are expecting it. You're just like, oh, God. And then other than that, I played, I'm getting back into the Yakuza games.
Ooh.
Nice.
And there's
Are you just doing all the mini games, or are you actually playing the game?
I am kind of somewhat speeding through it, but I'm taking my time to do as much as I can because, like, each game can be, like, very, very long because there's a ton of stuff to do. But there's, like, 9 games. So, like, I'm trying to get through them. And, dude, they're really, really good games. And I'm going to say that the Yakuza video games and the Madea movies possibly share a Venn diagram in their structure and storytelling.
See, I told you had layers.
Because honestly, I was very surprised, but we'll save that for later.
Yeah,
But
I got a whole dissertation for that. Don't worry.
yeah, the Yakuza games balance like going from like very serious drama-driven moments to like complete absurdity, and I'm talking like you can hire a literal chicken to be like a gang boss of an area type absurdity. Like it's absurd, but yeah. Anyways, that was my weekend.
Nice. I went to Cincinnati actually.
Hey, did you guys get to go to Findlay?
Yeah, actually,
Hell
we went
yeah.
to the Findlay Market.
Hey, my brother went to Findlay a university for a PA school.
Oh, nice. Yeah, they had a nice little like I don't know if they always have like a market out there on Findlay, but
I think it's I only go on the weekends, so I know it's there on the weekends. It might not be there during weekdays,
Okay.
but yeah, shit was legit, right?
yeah, it was nice. It was real cool. Like we went through it was like a Union Terminal. Union Terminal is like a collection of like 3 or 4 museums. that they
Yeah.
have. And so we kind of walked through there and then say like the NASA and I don't know, dude. It was just fun. It was a good museum trip. Like I think we're going to Chicago next. But,
Cincinnati's a fun little city because it's so old and it's so close, but
Yeah.
it feels like it's like damn, this place is like you can tell it's got that much older of a town vibe, and it got a little bit of sports, public transportation, and a fuck ton of beer.
Yeah, I saw the trolley come through a few different times. I was like, damn, we gotta get on that thing.
So you went to the museum in Cincinnati, right?
Mm-hmm.
Three museums in Cincinnati. All right. So question: when I was younger, I loved the museum. Not loved the museum. I liked the museum. But now, as I feel like if as I'm older, I don't think I would be interested in the museum. Do you still like? You just walk around and seeing stuff, right? Is it interactive now?
Yeah, so the one that we went to, like Union Terminal, has like a museum of science, a museum of industry, and I think it was like of tech or something like that. But like, so there's this pulley system where you're learning how a pulley works, how it makes everything like easier for you to use. So you sit on a seat and you pull yourself up.
Ooh.
Oh.
And like that shit was cool. There was one that teaches you how like smoke rings work, and it was just like this big circular, I don't even know what to call it, and it had like a hole in the middle, and like you can push down on this entire thing, and it just shoots fumes of smoke up. So
That's
me and
cool.
That's pretty cool.
Bree and I are sitting there for a few minutes, just like boom.
We should do this with weed somehow.
There's another thing that shows you how tornadoes work, and so when you stand inside it, it starts swirling the air above you and the humidity, and a tornado forms above your head. And then you step out and you can see the whole thing come down and touch the ground. Like,
Oh, so you don't feel the wind.
So it's like the
you
Children's
do.
Museum, but for adults.
yeah, low key.
Wait,
Okay,
can you-
bet.
I mean, there were kids there too. The Children's
you-
Museum is connected to it. We didn't go to the Children's Museum.
Can you step into the tornado when it's like fully,
Yeah.
fully going? Dude, what?
I want to do that.
I want to go to.
I really want to
to
be in a tornado
Where
once
was
and see
It's
what
sick
it'd
as
be
fuck.
like.
It's called Union
No, you
Terminal.
don't.
It's Cincinnati's basically their
That, that's not even that far.
You want to be
it's not
inside of a
So,
tornado, or
listen-
like you want a tornado to be happening down the road and you can see it?
No. So we always get these warnings, and nothing ever really. Oh, at least in this side of town doesn't
not
happen.
here.
It's because we live in the city.
Well,
Yeah,
it happens
It doesn't.
somewhere.
But it happens somewhere. But like, it's like life experiences. It's like I just want to be like.
You want to?
Okay.
I want to experience
A natural disaster.
Yeah.
Pat, you ever seen the movie Twister?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay.
Pat, why don't you get your happy ass onto an airplane sometime in September and go find one of those hurricanes that'll definitely be happening in the fucking Florida and go ride through a hurricane?
I was at Miami. I actually got to be in the not be in it, but like when the hurricane was happening, that was scary as fuck.
And you want more of that.
No, but like, so like, yes, because there's a thrill to it,
Okay.
but then no, because you don't want to die.
Why don't you just
Go base,
why don't you
yeah, go
just
skydiving,
Yeah,
base jumping,
why don't you just
motherfucker. Go swimming with some sharks on your own. Don't be wishing tornadoes on people. Them shits kill people, bro. What the fuck?
Why don't you? Yeah, go shark. You want to go into a shark cage?
Yeah, I want
right?
to do that.
Right? Why don't you go? If you go to the cops, they will.
But
tase
like you don't want to die not experiencing things. I want to experience.
Yeah, no, I think I am very comfortable dying not experiencing
I
a
see
tornado.
where you're coming
Same.
from.
Like I don't want to die and be like, okay, I didn't I didn't experience.
Okay, check it out. Here's what we do. What we do, and this is a safe compromise. Okay, we're gonna do Twister in real life. Okay, but we have technology now, right? We just construct like a super heavy robot with like a 360 camera, and we send it into the inside of a tornado.
Okay.
And then we make VR footage, and then you can experience it through.
See, now you're thinking, Mickey. See, that's all I want.
Right?
I just want to know how
it through your Oculus,
I just want to know how I react, how I feel.
surrounded by carnage.
Yeah, or
Yeah,
like this, like he was talking about you be inside something and then like it's a tornado inside like a clay thing and you just fly around. Like that type of shit is cool. Like if I like low key, I wouldn't want to be inside something where like I'm inside and everyone outside of me is safe, but lightning strikes and it hits like inside and it hits me like a little bit. Like I want to try these things.
So you would be in
You
the
want to be
submarine.
struck by lightning?
Well, not directly, but like you know how like you get indirectly struck.
No.
No, I think
Like you like you
don't
hold
know.
a spoon, it strikes the spoon, and then you get struck.
no. If
That's
it
you
strikes the
getting
spoon,
struck by
you're just
lightning.
getting struck by lightning. The lightning's got to
You
get to the
struck by
ground.
lightning, and then it also hits me. We got struck by lightning.
Yeah, there's
It's not-
no diminishing. Y'all both are just getting electrocuted.
The same amount.
Yeah.
Yeah, the spoon isn't gonna absorb.
Yeah, no, you're just gonna get
That would be
electrocuted.
crazy. That would be
Pat was gonna go golfing in the rain. Like it's okay. It's okay.
I'm holding the stick, so I'll be fine.
I thought people said not to hold metal things because you're gonna get hit, but I didn't know it was gonna be like you get hit to die.
No,
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
hold metal things because you will get hit.
and it'll
Yeah.
be fused to you.
You are
It'll-
attracting the lightning by holding the metal thing, and the lightning is going to go through the metal thing and then through you and into the ground. And if it passes through your heart, it's gonna fucking kill you.
Your whole dick's gonna explode.
Yeah, you'd be lucky if that was it.
But if you
honestly.
survive, you're
You get like electricity,
it's
right?
like no, it's like it's like a cool.
Let me tell you.
It's a you
you
get
become static shock.
It's fun.
All right.
you get scarred. You get scarred.
Yeah.
So this weekend I had
You ain't gonna let me go. You just gonna skip me?
Oh, my bad. You were talking about getting struck by lightning and being inside of a tornado for so long that I kind of thought that was your weekend for a second. I'm not going to lie. My brain was like, oh, yeah, that's
actually had a weekend catch up, Chris.
Would you be in the submarine that went down to the Titanic?
Yes, I would, low key.
You okay?
So
The exact one.
no, not the exact one. Now calm down.
Would you
Yeah,
pay
do
for
it
the thing to
again.
go to space then?
Yes.
Oh,
no, but it's one of the things.
I might go to space.
Yeah, listen. I really
wanna
want.
stare into the void.
I want space to be like affordable where it is like to fly across this, like Europe right now to be like that in the next 10 years because
Yeah.
I would go to space so often. Like you
Yeah.
have no fucking idea how much times I go. I would have
gotta
freaking
do
mileage.
it.
To
I
the
feel
moon.
like
I'm
if you
with
went
you
to
there, Pat.
space,
I'm
that
with
you
you
would
there.
be like, you would come back and be like, y'all, space is boring. Like,
No.
I would probably come back and be like, I'd probably be insane. I'd probably go insane. Like staring out, you stare out into the void, like the actual void. Not on TV, not a screen.
Yeah, that's
like
so cool.
Like the actual void. Yeah, I'm coming back fucked up,
Hey.
man. I'm not right. Anymore.
I hope they let us go in space, but they need to take it one step further. They need to let you out in a spacesuit because I want to experience space.
I am with you there also, but I think I'll just go into like a really deep pool and just kind of close my eyes and pretend.
No,
I think
similar.
I think I'll get there at some point, but
'Cause
like
it's similar.
it's like when they drop a new PlayStation, like you don't get the first one. You know?
Yeah, no, you want to wait.
Yeah.
You want to wait.
Yeah,
Just,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Oh
think.
wait, we gonna need a few victories over there.
So
Yeah.
once they're at like Space Station 6, then you'll go.
Right? Yeah, I'm gonna be like, all right, yeah, man, let me go check out how they did this.
All right, Pat, what was your weekend?
All right, so I actually have a weekend catch up finally. All right, so this Friday, I was supposed to go to the Indiana State Fair.
Who was you
And,
going with?
The crew from here, Rana, Navi, Urgent, Nikki. So we were supposed to meet up at Navi's house and then walk over there. I had to get my workout in before I could get there. So I was getting my workout in. I was getting there, so I was a little bit late. But they were like 15 minutes, 30 minutes ahead of me, so they were already walking down. So they walked down to the State Fair, and I get to Navi's place. Urgent calls me, hey, they close at 8. I'm like, what the fuck? Who closed it? First off, why did you close the
When
State
the
Fair
State
when it's
Fair's
light
like-
outside?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, hold on. What day did you guys go on?
That is
Friday?
pretty bright.
That's weird.
I mean, yeah, nowadays that's pretty bright.
Right. So they close at 8. So they're like, once you get in, you're good. You just got to get through the gate. So obviously they were actually they were struggling to get in, but they ran and they got in. So they got in. My dumb ass didn't get in, so I'm stuck on Navi's driveway. So I'm pissed off. So I roll up and I start smoking. And next thing you know, I'm at a stop sign and I see Mike Epps coming by and his old school Bronco refurb. He's also smoking. And I tell you what, me and him, I swear on my mama, me and him made eye contact and we both knew that we were the cool ones. All right. He was like this. I was like, yeah, boy.
Amen.
So then I'm still smoking because again, I don't want to get on the main road while because whatever. So I'm just in the parking lot. I mean, on the neighborhood roads. You see Mike Epps coming back around one more time because he's also, doing his thing.
Was he
So he
performing
come-
at the fair that night?
No, he was just rolling around. So he comes back in the neighborhood, and then like the second time he comes around, because I feel like people saw him the first time around, they start coming out of their houses. So people are coming out of the houses like, hey Mike S, and Mike S is just chill. He's like this. Yeah. And then he gets on Fall Creek, and I'm not stalking, but I follow him because that's Mike Epps. I take a turn to Fall Creek where Mike Epps, and I'm thinking, okay, Mike Epps is gonna chill now. This is Fall Creek. This is the main road. Mike Epps don't give no fucks, man. He's going 5 miles per hour, just hanging in the music. He owns the city. I was like, oh my god, that's so cool.
Out here lit.
Yeah.
I think that's the final Hoosier badge is like a Mike Epps sighting.
A Mike Epps sighting? Okay.
It's like that's you're like, okay, that's.
Yeah.
So that was one part. So the second part was I get coming back home now. And I'll remind you, I didn't get a chance to go to the fair. My friends got to go to the fair. And now I'm driving back home. And on Fall Creek, right off on Benford. So 82nd Street exit, a little bit past 82nd Street it used to be. Let's say what happened. So there was a huge accident. I'm talking, I couldn't divert it or move, like avoid it. I was in the middle of it, and this happened. The accident must have happened like 5 minutes before like I saw. So, bro, I'm telling you, I'm gonna name 4 cars, expensive as cars you could think of that this accident happened. This accident had 4 expensive as cars.
Porsche.
I can't.
Yes.
I can't participate in this.
Mercedes.
No, I'm talking expensive, bro. The Mercedes is expensive, but it ain't
Was there a
expensive.
Ferrari?
Yeah, no.
Lamborghini.
No.
Alfa Ferrell.
Romeo, Alfa Romeo.
Yeah.
No, that's like
An
Mercedes.
Audi
level.
R8.
Huh?
An Audi R8.
No.
Hold on. So it was a Porsche and it wasn't a Lamborghini.
It was a GTR.
Okay.
GTRs are expensive. It was also the brand new Corvettes. I'm talking about the brand new, the new body style that looks like McLaren's.
Yeah.
Dude, the
That-
new vets are tight.
Damn, were they racing?
They were racing, bro. That and a Porsche and a Porsche 911, bro.
Not a 911.
And then you also got a some I don't know if this guy was racing or he just got caught in it, but a Nissan Nissimo.
Yeah.
All right. That
What? Oh, yeah,
you know the old school 350Z Nissans.
Let me say this real quick.
Bro, those are nice.
Nismo.
On probably the most radical thing I ever said. If I have my gun with me and I'm driving and some idiots racing run into me, it's about to be a shootout. Like the amount of pissness I would be like, you
That crime
fucking.
would be
Yes, like 100%. And I'll
I'm
call it
with
a
you.
hate crime too, because I'll be like, I hate you motherfuckers right now.
Chris, I will be there with you because that accident. You should know how long I got stuck on the highway.
I'm much more concerned with people thinking that it's okay to race in the fucking city on the busy highway and not kill other people. Oh, I'm so cool.
I know,
All I
and-
can do, I'm gonna do
yeah,
my
and
thing.
that's what
I'm
pisses me
zipping
off.
in and out between traffic. I'm so fast, boy.
I thought this was America.
Right? It is America, and that's why you about to get 10 in the chest.
You never played Need for Speed.
Never played Cruising USA?
Bro, all of them.
You never played Burnout, the one where you intentionally cause as much mayhem as possible.
Or Split Second.
Or Midnight Madness.
Yeah, double edition.
So yeah, you got caught in a
Club.
giant accident.
Bro, I was in there for guess what time I got home?
You left
midnight.
Nevies at what, like 7?
8:30.
8:30.
8:15.
You got home at 10:15.
Yes.
Took you 2 hours.
10:15. And my friends were they were getting done at State Fair. So my friends were at State Fair. I was stuck in the traffic for 2.5 hours.
You couldn't like turn off and just like take.
No,
some-
bro, it's like so all of them were closed off. They had to keep the like one lane open for all the emergency cars coming through.
I'd be so
I get, bro. There
would've just
there
turned
was
off my
7
car.
ambulances, more fire trucks were coming in, and I tell you what, man, the amount of damage I saw, like the Corvette's tire was down by the next exit.
Yeah, someone
And-
died.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
they
there's
were
I'm
flying.
saying like there people
Someone died.
people definitely died, and I'm shitty because I don't know why the fuck are you fucking street racing?
Yeah. Well, but you fuck around, you find out. You know.
Yeah, like you gotta wonder if they knew each other or if it was just like a circumstance.
That's
They all just,
that's
like,
going to be the
pulled up.
most expensive claim I've seen in a while.
Big Appa says don't drive in SoCal. I completely agree. The last time I was in Cali, I was driving a fucking I had a Tahoe, which was great to be in like something so big, but there were so many people would come by me doing literally 90, like, and I'm like, and then 2 more behind. I'm like, why are y'all doing this? I hate this.
Going fast is a difference.
Is it because like I'm saying I'm doing a regular speed and y'all come by in your fucking flash ass fancy cars going way too goddamn fast? That's a bit much for me. Going fast is one thing, but who needs to go 100 miles a fucking hour on the highway? That's a little bit much. All right, what if I would have swerved? They ready for that? They all got blink fast reaction times?
Yep.
Is it that when you buy a Corvette, your reaction time gets faster?
Well, no,
That's exactly
the
what
Corvette
happened.
makes you like better reaction time.
Does it?
It's,
It
it's more nimble.
Okay, so you
does,
just
yeah,
you get the
it
car
does.
You
and
get
then
plus 5, you
your
get plus
reaction
5,
you
yeah,
get plus
plus
5.
5.
My bad.
Yeah,
See,
it's true.
I thought maybe you have to work up to it and not just be.
Hey,
fucking
you didn't watch
flying
the
around
Gran
the highway.
Turismo movie?
Not yet, no.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm one of those dudes who's kind of floating down the highway, like.
Hey,
I'm just an old grumpy man. Is my problem.
Another obscure.
I don't race. I flow down the highway too, but I don't race.
Another
I'll race
obscure destruction derby game. You guys ever played Carmageddon?
Carmageddon.
No, but that sounds.
Played a lot of Twisted Metal though.
Twisted
That was a
Metal.
good one.
I was scared of Twisted Metal.
By the way, Moist Critical says the Twisted Metal show isn't great, but it's certainly not bad.
Okay.
So watchable.
Bet.
Watch 'em.
I'll keep mine short. I did a photo shoot with a friend on Saturday, and then I did something Saturday evening, proposably.
Did
and
she
it-
proposition you?
No, I have not been propositioned in a long while. And then I did we got a good day at the gym is what we did. And then I did a photo shoot on Sunday, super early in the morning. We saw a bunch of deer, and then we went and shot in the river, which was super nice.
You shot deer in the river?
Yep. And then spent the rest of Sunday being just chilling, doing housework and
Just
shit.
left them there.
Yeah. I wanted to leave a sign for other deer to know not to fuck around. I did do some VR, so I learned about Horizon World, so I gave it a try. It's the Metaverse. Here's my hot take on it. 1, way too many kids.
Is it basically like that PlayStation lobby one?
No, yeah, a little bit, but not the same. So here's the other thing. They have clubs that are 18 and older, and you grab a bar, and you stretch your arms out, and if your arms are longer than a kid's arms, then you get to go in. And those were interesting because I went there last night, right when I finished Madea. It was like midnight. I was like, let me go see what this place is like. And it was like a club. Like, it was loud. It had a DJ. It was kind of obnoxious. Everybody was like clicked up and talking and shit. I was there for like 5 minutes. There were some girls in the basement taking selfies. And everybody was like, woo, who's smoking weed? Y'all getting fucked up? I'm getting fucked up too. And the DJ kept shouting out people. Like, oh shit, there's a deer. Nice. He's gone now, or she's gone now. There was a DJ shouting out people's gamer tags. He was like, oh shit, it's Melissa3155 back in this bitch again. She's always wilding out. Melissa's like, woo! So
wait, this is VR?
yeah.
So hold on, I'm talking about like your Oculus.
Yeah.
You could go in a club in your Oculus.
Yes.
How?
Okay, we need to start recording that. We need to just go in there.
But it's weird though, because like I got my. So I was at one spot and it was kind of dead, and everybody was like, yo, this spot's dead. I'm opening up a portal to a fucking Next Level club. I hear Next Level's popping. And then like a bunch of people go there and like the club turns up. It had the vibe of being actually in a club, but you're in the fucking Metaverse, so it also kind of sucks.
What do you mean?
I mean, it just sucks. Like the Meverse or the Metaverse isn't fucking like fun. It gave me like clubbing light.
And
Like I was like, oh, I felt like I socialized a little bit, and I was like, that's weird. You didn't go anywhere.
That was
It'd have been
just
great for
enough.
2020, but like,
So, like-
and this isn't the same as VR chat?
no.
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
not-
VR chat, but with adults.
So wait, what about Horizon? I was thinking you were talking about the game.
No.
like
Horizon
track.
Worlds
Like Forza?
is no. Like Horizon Worlds is what the app is called on the Oculus, and then you go into these different rooms in these different spaces.
I got
Gotcha.
There was a Biggie Smalls concert I went to last night.
I got an idea.
And it was a regular live actual band, and then it was weird VR Biggie.
How do we do it?
I don't even use my Oculus. I would use my Oculus a lot more if I could do this.
Just go out and actually socialize.
You can. Though.
Just go
Wait,
downtown and go to
I
the
know-
club.
I have an idea.
Yeah?
Okay, outside of the concerts, like when you're just walking around, like is it just like a lobby full of people? Like what? How do you interact with people?
Yeah.
Oh, you just walk up and talk to them.
So
Like, do you see them?
So like, are
Yeah.
you like in a city? Are you in a room?
Oh,
Like,
so
like,
it
what-
depends, right? Like the
what's the
club,
environment?
the club is an actual club, and that's it. There's like no one. There's a big gathering space in the like that. There's these portals that lead to places, and you could be in a gathering space that leads to a portal, but most people are just in the different portals. Like there's like different areas. I went to a club last night too that was full of kids, and they were all screaming. I don't know how they got in.
All right.
And they're like, "Oh my god, stop falling!"
I feel like if an arm reach is the password, that's pretty.
Yeah.
They're gonna figure that one out pretty
Yeah.
like in 10 minutes.
Well, here's the
Like,
thing.
There's gotta be two kids holding hands.
And who
in
the
one bar,
fuck-
like
Pitch that. What they're like? You know, adults.
Because
You know,
adults have
a
longer arms.
wingspan.
And if you're in the Meverse or the Meverse, the
different,
Metaverse,
actually.
how else? So I don't know. I spent some time in the Metaverse, and it was weird, but it made me really just want to go out more than it made me like. I was like, I'd rather
guess
just go
that's
out.
good.
All right, look, here's my idea. Okay, so look, prank culture, prank videos, when they're mean-spirited in real life, they're like, you know, it's not a good look.
Yeah.
There's very few pranks that are like, you keep doing what you're doing because they're wholesome, right? All right. We start recording our whatever you did, record it. We take prank culture into the metaverse.
Okay.
Let's figure out how to prank people there, and we'll just do, you know, and then
I have an idea.
you know, step for profit.
I have an idea. All right, this is super easy. Okay, I'm gonna go back into the Metaverse as myself, but if everyone else who has an Oculus that we all know all come with me and pretend like I'm a famous celebrity, like, oh my god, oh shit, it's you, and you're just like, oh no, and you're like, all right, fuck it, we're gonna turn up at the club, and then we just be like
Dude,
the hypest people. I
I'm-
want to be like Metaverse
Buying
Drake.
bottles.
Bro, I'm
And my
dead
friend's like, damn,
serious.
is that Metaverse Drake over there? Just like, yup.
And you have to make that your screen name. you're literally, dude.
It says New Since '88 right now, but we can make it. I'll change it to Metaverse Drake.
Can we, like sincerely, I'm dead serious. I think that
Oh,
would hit.
God.
I think that would be hilarious.
Yeah. All right, bet.
I mean, granted, there's enough people in there to warrant. Like, if it's like 2 people in the lobby, then it's gonna be like.
Well, you can find the places that are going to be the busiest. Here's the thing about the clubs. They're the busiest at night.
Look, man.
You want to go to the club when it's popping, when it's full of 50
I wanna-
people? You got to go at midnight, bro.
I sincerely want to try this. I think it'll be hilarious.
Is there a cover?
I think this would make a really funny short.
The cover is to have an Oculus.
Honestly, I would use my Oculus a lot more now if I could do this.
Really?
Dude,
you don't like Super Hot? Super
Do you
Hot's
guys
so
want
fun.
to? Do you guys want to try to coordinate this? Because
I'm down.
I'm being dead serious.
All right, look, we got. All right, I'm down for Metaverse Drake, but also we still have to do the Bachelor. It's important.
Right.
It's important to life. But that and that. Let's get over PopCon. Also, normies are going to be at PopCon. If you guys are in the area, you want to go to PopCon,
see
go
that?
to it. Let's get over PopCon, and then we can focus on Metaverse Drake and The Bachelor. Also, the Killer Bee rap video thing I'm thinking about doing is actually pretty. I think it's going to be fairly easy to do.
I'm excited for that.
All right. Cool. Here we are now to the podcast.
Well, this is the podcast.
It is. I just wanted to talk really quick about a few small things. The Gran Turismo movie.
Yeah, so
Hold on, Spidey doesn't know what the so Spidey, imagine that you were so good at playing Gran Turismo
Oh yeah, the kid that became a racer.
that they put your ass in a race car.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was real.
Yeah.
He was telling me at the IMAX yesterday.
Yeah.
That-
We
that-
saw the trailer, and the trailer was like, it was me and Obed who saw it the first time. It was like, this is real. And we're like, is it? And it was like, based on an actual story. I had to Google that shit. And it was like, holy fuck. I
Yeah.
can't believe. Apparently it's good.
Yeah.
People are saying it's really good.
Is it good?
That's what people say.
Is the guy?
Hey,
Is,
man, Gran Turismo was the shit, dude.
is the
It
guy? The guy who got contracted to race.
Uh-huh.
Is he any good or is he a scrub?
I do wonder.
Any
if he
good at
still
racing?
races.
Like in real life racing.
I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to look him up.
I would imagine it's obviously violently different in real life, but I will tell you, like, Gran Turismo is for racing what Flight Simulator is for piloting.
Yeah.
It's
Legit.
If you want to nerd all the way out, if you want to get lost in it and
Yeah.
actually learn how to do it,
Like this kid, they didn't recruit him because he was playing with the controller. This guy had.
Yeah.
This guy
probably
had.
have the paddle shifters and shit.
No,
Oh,
not even
this guy
paddle
had a
shifters.
setup.
He's got a stick
So-
down here.
so-
Look.
This
You
guy
could-
had-
you could- PS5, you could buy that shit.
Yeah, you can. I mean,
This was
yeah.
a long time ago. They had like computers in '98 where you could get the steering wheel and the.
But
shift
but
and
now the technology is
the
even
pedals.
crazier. But yeah, I mean, there's no way. Like he had to have a setup. But like, Gran Turismo is like the racing simulator. Like you can fine tune things by like 0.001 increments. Like,
That's why I didn't like that game. It's too realistic.
Yeah.
well, they've kind of, and that's where Forza came in and kind of disrupted their whole thing because they managed to be
little more.
in-depth simulator, but also a little arcadey.
Yeah.
and I think Gran Turismo is also kind of going in that direction, but it's still very like Gran Turismo is shit, dude.
So like, because I tried to play Gran Turismo and I could never get into I got into like Midnight Dub and all the racing games.
Midnight Dub's 90% music, and
Yeah.
the other 10%
But,
is
I
making
Need
cool
for
cars.
Need for Speed and all those like
no,
those,
no,
great.
Gran
Gran
Turismo.
Turismo because I tried to get into it was super hard.
It's-
is it so like it's meant for like race car drivers?
Yeah, every car is tuned as it would be in real life. So like when you're driving all these different cars, it's as close as you can get to like what they would feel, like how they would brake, how
Will
turn,
they drift and shit?
the weight distribution. Like,
That's dope.
yeah.
That's wild. So anyway, I just wanted to say that movie seems like something that I'll probably end up going to go watch, and I had no idea that is even going to be a thing.
I didn't know about that either, but that sounds tight as fuck.
These two things kind of go hand in hand. I want to talk about Fade in the Water.
And that was in IMAX, Gran Turismo in IMAX.
I don't think Gran Turismo is going to be in IMAX, but yeah.
Yeah, Gran Turismo in IMAX. Remember the guy said he wasn't IMAX.
Oh, I thought that's right. He had the hard drives there. Yeah. So it's gonna be an IMAX, but it's not an IMAX film. It's gonna be digital.
Whatever, man.
Yeah. So I want to talk about Fade in the Water and the fact that Boondocks is doing really good for us right now. So anyway, Fade in the Water. You guys know?
is this the thing?
the
Is this
more
Alabama thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're called Fade in the Water. Wade in the Water is an old song. Fade in the Water is. Anyway, so apparently here is some new information I learned about that is that a lot of people were being like, you can't do that on those docks.
Do what?
Like you can't beat up a black man on those docks, right? And so a lot of other people were taking it that like, oh, it's because it's like a bad neighborhood or whatever, but that's not the case. It just
No.
turns out that you know,
That's historical. Like where
Yeah.
the doc,
What happened?
go ahead.
tell them,
So
Spidey.
it's a spot where they used to bring slaves, right? Like
Yeah.
It's one of the first spots, not like first spots, but when they used to bring slaves, they'd bring them to those docks and
auction
slaves
people
were
off there.
auctioned and beaten there often. So
Like the place where the trail for like walking around like cultural like old slave spots like in the South like is I think they said it's like a block away. And like the docks is like one of the spots where they're like, oh, and over on those docks is where they used to like sell black folks at. And so, you know, these fucking hyped up drunk white dudes thought that they could go ahead and go ham, and they found out they fucked around and they found out the hardest way possible.
They rolled a nat 1, bro.
They did. So I watched the video.
Yeah.
And so like I think I watched it at Spidey.
Yeah.
I watched the video and I saw the black. First of all, I was surprised it beat up a security guard because like he has authority. He's an authority figure.
Well, there's this thing called white privilege where you think you can do some shit that you probably shouldn't be able to do.
So they
and
beat,
liquor.
Yeah, they beat his ass up, and it was like 4 against 1, and I'm like, that's some bullshit. And then next thing you know, like someone swimming across.
Yeah.
And then the chair. I saw one thing. Some of the videos I saw, and these are only from Twitter. I never like actually go and like read.
There's a
like,
bunch of them like stapled together.
Yeah, so like the one I saw, like a lot of them were like the ones that I saw were like the black people ones that are getting arrested. Did any of the white people get arrested?
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
That was my biggest thing.
There's also a video of one of the white dudes diving back into the water to not get running from the police.
He was running from the police?
I mean, like the police showed up and homie just like he's like in the background of the video, he just dives in the water. It's super smooth, but it's hilarious. It's good to see. It's good to see with the chair came out there and like
I've seen a lot of like
From
much
where?
spoofs of that, like people using chairs as training.
But,
Yeah, man.
but not just a chair. It's always that
that folding
specific chair of that specific color.
It's the most affordable one to get, bro.
right? It's ubiquitous. You know why the 9mm is so popular as a gun? Because it's the cheapest, most easiest to get one. That's why
it's
the
always
regular
that
ass folding
same
chairs to
chair.
go to. It's always there. If you reach your hand out anywhere, 90% of the time you'll grab a folding. Just
I love that we had just seen that Boondocks episode. Too.
Yes,
And
yes, we
then,
did.
We were like, yo, this is accurate. The chair thing. And the chair is there.
see, except for in the Boondocks, the chair was used to kick off a nigga moment. I feel like this time the chair was used to like quell some fucking racial nonsense.
Bro,
so the chair has come a whole long way.
It materialized from the strength and tears of our ancestors.
Right? It was like Thor's hammer. Like he called that shit. He just said, fucking chair.
Like, rat.
It was. I haven't seen anything that great in a long while, and I just love that like the internet came together as a collective and just been like, yeah, like what the fuck did you think was gonna happen? Honestly, maybe if you knew something about your own history, you out here riding this boat, you parked it in the wrong spot, you getting all
So
big
yeah,
and
why did
bad
it
and
happen?
shit.
What caused?
So those guys docked their pontoon boat in the wrong spot, and the riverboat was trying to come and park. And the dude was like, "Hey, you can't park your boat here. Riverboat's trying to come and park." That's why a lot of the videos are from the riverboat. And as dude's explaining it to him, you can tell that they're probably being like, "Oh no." And he's like, "No, you got to move it. You got to move it." And he starts getting like irritated. And then the young white dude just runs up and mushes him in the face. And he hits him, and homie's so unaffected. He's just like, okay, bad. Like, you could tell he was waiting for it. Turn his hat backwards. He's like, no, not good enough. Throw that bitch up in the air. And that was it.
That was a call.
I don't know. I'm fucked up now. 'Cause if I see anybody throw their hat up in injustice, I'm swimming over there. I don't even know what's happening.
He straight up hit him with a Thundercat chant, bro.
Right?
That shit was dope.
Anyway, the Boondocks reactions. I am here to tell you guys that statistically speaking, because the most amount of people are watching the Boondocks, has made the Boondocks the most expensive show the Normies have ever filmed. Dun, dun, dun. That's just because we got the most amount of people
Expensive reaction ever
in all time. Even like Game of Thrones, I think, didn't have this many people on it.
The original one.
The original one, but then we weren't
okay.
doing things the way we're doing now. So like,
because Walking Dead had a lot of people, but it was early days,
Yeah, the early days.
so now the Boondocks is hype, and everyone's very excited to watch it. We're close to finishing season one. Actually, did we finish season one? No,
we've got some.
In the
some
next
teardrops
sit down, I
coming
think
up.
we hit 2 more, and then we hit season 2,
I
episode
can't
1, which is one of my
remember.
favorites. I think Pat's gonna love that one because of a certain someone.
Which one?
I can't. The one at the movie theater. I can't say the name of the episode.
Yeah, I got you.
So that's all. I just want to give a shout out to Boondocks. And moving from that, we're gonna move to Madea.
Madea.
Love that movie.
Love it. It's a good movie, right?
Hell yeah.
I
So,
was very, very surprised.
I'm gonna let you guys get your thoughts in it.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna share because I'm gonna assume you guys didn't see any layers in there, but I saw some layers in there.
What?
I was watching this again yesterday. I was like, man, this is ahead of its time. This is good. Like I wish I would have caught the things I was thinking about when I was watching it now.
You didn't catch any of it the first time?
The first time I was all about the funnies, I was in.
There's hardly
Not
any
that funny.
Yeah, it's not
I know there's not much funnies,
barely any funnies.
Medea's the funny fun.
Madea is
For like 3 scenes.
I know, but that's what
The
what
rest
draw
of
me.
it is
I know.
horrible.
Let me kick it off.
Can I kick it off?
Let me, because
Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna go different. I take my black card.
Why?
I
You never
renege.
seen them?
No, I seen Madea movies. I don't think Medea's funny.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm
I
kind
know.
of with you there.
I know. I feel bad. I was texting my little sister last night, and I was like, I feel so bad, bro. Like, I think I laughed twice, maybe, and they were both Madea parts. I think I'm here to support Tyler Perry. I'm here to support black folks. I'm here to put money into this industry. I have been for a long time, but I can't pretend like I like Madea movies that much.
Yeah.
I know that they're based off of plays, and so they do have like the very play vibe to it. And I mean, Tyler Perry, he came up doing plays. Like, he's prolific. I'm proud of the man.
Yeah.
But every time I watch a Madea movie, I'm like it's that brand of comedy where it's not really jokes, it's just like shit talk. But even the shit talk, I feel like isn't shit talky enough for
There's
me.
some-
And that's me personally. This is just me. I feel y'all watch Madea, but for me, I was just like, man, like it's not my
plays.
brand of comedy or storytelling, because it's also like, yeah, it's a Madea movie, but it ain't really a Madea movie. It's much more about old boy who played Puffy and Antoine Fisher. It's about him and like his whole entire thing. And I was like, this is cool, and I'm here for that. And like, I thought that a lot of that stuff was interesting. And then we get back to Madea, and I'm like, now her doing what she did to that lady's car, that shit was 100% warranted. And that I was like, yeah, no, fuck this right here. Yes, let's go.
It's like Larry David moments, kind of like with her, but like
Yeah. Like Larry, yeah.
So I always wrote these movies off as like kind of just like a slapstick, like your average, like I don't know, like Big Mama's House type, like slapstick.
Great movie.
Yeah, but like I was not expecting it to be like a serious drama for like most of the time. I didn't.
See, now that's Tyler Perry's staple.
That caught me completely off guard, and that's why I was comparing it to the Yakuza games, because it's like the same thing. It's like dead serious shit, and then like complete absurdity.
Because Medea's the B line. Medea's
Yeah,
It wasn't about. So I was pleasantly, because I was feeling the same as you, Chris. Like it started off, and I'm like, I don't know. I've never really found it funny either. I never really found the Madea character that funny. But I can understand now that it's not really like there's so much more to the movies, and I can understand why they're popular and talked about so much, because they're not advertised that way.
No.
They're advertised as like kind of like slapstick comedies, which I think is clever because that pulls you in, and then you get this like you get hit over the head with this experience.
See, I feel like
that you weren't expecting.
If you're in the community, like you know, because like I think the very first Madea movie I ever saw, someone had a bootleg one of them plays from Atlanta. I never saw that. I saw I think it was Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculously serious.
Yeah.
And then it's Madea. And like I was like, okay. And then like you watch all the other ones, and you're like, all right, I got a feel for it.
So where I will appreciate, I don't think the Madea character is that funny either, but there are moments, and I think it's kind of like Will Ferrell movies where it's like there might be a lot of improv going on. I don't know how much. I don't know how much of it's like scripted to a T. So like when it hits, it hits. Like there was the one line where it's like, God grew you in a petri dish or something like that. Like, there's some zingers. There's some good zingers in there. You know,
I remember being at the place. She said, "Brown, you look like a rotten fruit roll up."
See, that's
Madea be on the top.
I like the
funny.
shit talking in it. So Tyler Perry's, when I was growing up, was one of my favorite characters, favorite actors. I used to watch House of Pain a lot on TBS. That was my favorite TV show. He also had another Meet the Browns, also another one. I used to watch that a lot. So I'm versed in that universe. So seeing Mr. Brown in there was really cool, and then Coral from House of Pain went there was really cool. So just like seeing that was really dope for me. And I like movies like Madea, like Miss Doubtfire, Big Mama House, when like that
Anybody
trope,
dressed in drag, you here for
trope,
it.
That trope is funny. And now here's my layer.
Okay.
All right, here it is. See, that Madea came out in 2006. I feel like that's the last one that trope stopped. Do you think that could happen now with how much clout LGBT has now that would get people, they would get away with that? Because it's literally that Medea's been the last one.
Medea's drag. This is drag. This is drag. So yeah, we still do drag. This is drag.
But not.
It's not done in like it's not done in a malicious way. So like it's like but like Madea literally is drag. So like
this all stems from drag culture from back in the day.
A better question would be like, could Mrs. Doubtfire be made today? Because is that drag?
I mean, no, I kind of think
It's
so.
not,
Like,
it's not drag
all right,
culture.
we got a bunch of fucking straight dudes here trying to decide if it is, but I mean, is that not where it all literally?
But Madea is not like Tyler Perry's not. He's not that. So like, would people be upset by that?
So you don't. I don't think you have to be gay to be a drag performer.
No, you don't.
Okay.
Like, 'cause-
and I mean, Tyler Perry's kind of even proof of that. Like,
Yeah.
if he were to make another Madea movie, I think that shit would fly.
Yeah.
I forget when the most recent one was, but I mean, there's been a Madea
Well,
movie
I think
recently.
like
So you think that Madea is offensive to the LGBTQ
I'm not.
community?
I'm not
or you're
saying-
asking, is it?
Yeah.
I, as a person who's who's close-ish, I would consider myself an ally. I don't think so. I've never heard that.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think more people would just be mad. Like, I don't know. Fucking, can you do Madea in the South? Can we do that in Florida? Like,
What do you mean?
Yeah.
I mean, drag is damn near outlawed in Florida at this
Oh,
point.
okay,
so
okay.
like, a man dressing up as a woman and doing him like, is that? I think now that's actually a political statement, and I don't think it was before.
Yeah, I think anything could fly today as long as it's like if it's obvious if it would be malicious, right? Like obviously if they're like being, if there's any bad faith or like bad commentary, like I think people could like pick up on that.
Well,
Madea Goes to jail made $90 million.
That's what I was going to. I was going to buy that. It was making like I think it's more of a profit. But I figured the community would have an issue because they're making a profit of it and not really.
I don't know what Tyler's doing with his money. I don't know how other people. That's a whole different thing. But also, as comedy shifts, you couldn't do Three Stooges now because slapstick is not in vogue anymore.
Yeah.
So like comedy
sucks,
changes.
man, 'cause-
People are always like, "Oh, you can't make that anymore." But the thing about comedy is that like it really exists in a time and a place. If you
Yeah.
made Liar Liar now, would it be as funny as Liar Liar was then?
Why not?
Maybe.
Yeah. Also, I think
Maybe I picked a bad movie, but I'm gonna stick with Three Stooges.
No, yeah, Liar Liar isn't slapstick. Like the fucking airplane, Naked Gun.
Okay. Oh no. Oh, bet.
Hot
Here's the thing.
Shots,
Here's
Hot
the thing.
Shots.
We fell off of that, right? Remember we did Scary Movie,
Yeah.
and then we ran those things into the fucking ground,
Yeah.
and then it no longer was funny. It was no longer popular. I'm just saying that after you do a certain genre, eventually superhero movies are gonna fall out of vogue. Eventually,
They're
please,
starting to,
Lord,
literally.
yeah, they're getting there, and so like. People like later on in the future, people won't be like, you can't make a Spider-Man movie anymore. They'll
Zombies,
vampires, pirates, like those were all big movie things for like years, and they fell off. So I'm not saying, I personally think you can still make a fucking Madea movie. I still think it would do good, and I don't think people would be upset.
Okay, so like I'm like this is more of a trope. Like even like do this in TV shows, like the drag thing in TV shows. So in movies, like I haven't seen it as like Madea was the last character like that's new, like Big Mama House, Miss Doubtfire, and then the TV shows. Like there hasn't been another big one that come in, like even Jack and Jill. I forgot about that one.
I don't think
That movie was trash,
I don't think Madea was like created to have anything necessarily to do with the LGBT.
No, not anything. But I was. My whole thing was, are we not getting this trope anymore because LGBT they would be mad that's why we don't get the trope anymore.
I think we're not
No,
getting the trope anymore
because it's
because
just
Tyler
dead-
Perry
it's dead
did it to
comedy.
death.
Yeah, it's dead comedy. It's dead meme. Like
He
yeah.
killed it. Like he
Like,
probably.
Nutty Professor wouldn't be that funny today.
For real, I would love money for the president. Get the fuck out of here.
It would not be that funny today.
I like that type of shit. Like someone.
Okay, I'll tell you where it died. I think you might have just mentioned it.
Jack and Jill?
Jack and Jill.
Yeah.
Jack and Jill was great.
That's where it died.
Shut the fuck up. Jack and Jill was great.
That was
You're the only one that saw it.
Jack and Jill was that genre being like mountain death, like the eyeball, the skull, like that was it. That was the final fatality. Jack and Jill was it.
I guess I just like that trope because I like
was
that
the-
movie. I don't think that movie.
I
was
feel
bad.
like that trope is. I personally, I don't know. It's kind of. It felt like we make so much fun of it. Y'all seen Tropic Thunder, right?
Yeah.
There's a whole entire bit in Tropic Thunder about Jack Black playing multiple fat characters in a movie because like that was it was a dead meme then. You know what I mean?
But like Tropic Thunder is like that's what it's saying though. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't doing the trope.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. It's like once we're making fun of the trope,
Yeah.
then it's out,
It's
right? Like
dead,
then it's
yeah.
out. Like
It's-
once we're
it's done.
spoofing that once we're spoofing spoof movies,
Yeah.
spoof movies are dead. They're dead for a while.
Hey man, by the way, did you guys know that Adam Sandler can fucking hoop?
Yeah,
Like,
him
dude,
and J. Cole. Did you show
I
that?
didn't, dude. He was fucking moving. I was like, what the fuck?
Bro,
Like,
he's
Adam
been
Sandler
like
has been
that.
hooping
Bro,
since watch he's 8 Crazy Nights. He was a basketball coach.
Yeah.
It's wild. I was like,
Oh, I thought 8 Crazy Nights a
I was
cartoon.
It's a cartoon.
crazy.
But
Okay, so like, let's talk about like the movie itself.
Yeah.
Oh, well, actually, real quick, I gotta head out. I gotta get Bria to work.
Okay, well,
yeah,
hold
yeah,
on, Spidey. Give us your
movie,
Medea rundown before you
Yeah,
dip.
I love the movie. I went to go see the plays growing up, so like watching it as the movie, it's kind of not like humbling, but it's awesome to see how far Tyler Perry has come.
Yeah.
Watching little Rudy fucking be an adult, where she's
Yeah.
a prostitute and shit now, and it's like
Little girl, you better start
Yeah.
slapping that gum.
she's come so fucking far. Tyler Perry always does that though, where there's always I'd like to see a male going through some struggle. It's always
Yeah.
light skinned women are evil.
Yeah.
Watching all black dudes.
Oh, the light skinned niggas always, or no, the light skinned nigga, he'll come and save you though. Shamar Moore from That Black Woman.
Light skinned men will always save you. Light skinned women will be the doom of all people.
Yeah.
And bald black dudes are always gonna beat their wives.
Oh, all right, here. Yeah, the mean ass dude. Very last thing before you leave, Spy, I just wanted to say too, I thought old boy picking old girl at the end, that I was sitting downstairs watching that, and when he walked into the prison and kissed her, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Because from what the movie was
absolutely
telling
not.
me and from what his own, and this is maybe I wasn't able to pick up on some shit, I was like, no, he's just trying to help out his homie. Like, right? He's
Yeah.
just trying to help. He's just being legit trying to help. And yeah, the wife was being blatantly evil to the point that it was kind of ridiculous.
That was fucked
But
up.
like, I was just like,
Especially-
he's just
I
trying
think
to help.
He
And
realized
then,
something about the woman that he was possibly gonna marry when she did some shit that was gonna change someone's
some of the most illegalist shit
You
ever.
gonna get someone 17 years off some spite? Like, nah.
For prostitution?
And not even that, for help, because she was jealous. She did it. 'Cause she
Yeah,
was
but that's what I'm saying is like that lady was like too evil.
Hang on. Up until she decided to fuck her over legally, I fucking get it. Like,
Yeah.
that's a perfectly reasonable reaction.
What do you
to have.
You
mean?
can't just be calling people the prostitute. They got names. What the fuck's wrong with you?
I
She said,
get-
"What's
okay,
that?"
Okay, aside from like the derogatory, like the dehumanizing aspect of it, I get it though. Like, you've been with this person, you're about to get married, and then all of a sudden, this person comes out of fucking nowhere, and they're on your couch now. And here's the thing. The husband didn't do a really great job of communicating either. I got the whole especially after the conversation with the pastor where he was like, I'm just carrying a lot of guilt because of what happened back in that time.
Oh yeah, Viola Davis killed
Yeah.
it.
She
Your
was dope.
wife needed to know that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
like,
wife needs to know that
tell
for
her
sure.
if he
That would
would've-
have wiped all questions.
Yeah,
out of
if
anything.
he would have told her that, like, that would have exactly. So like, I completely sympathize with her reaction to some degree until the 17 years.
Yeah, and then apparently she's been doing that on all of her cases. What the fuck?
So yeah. Then, but see, then I feel like that character loses its nuance because it could have been like a complex character, but then we just turned the dial to 11, and
Well,
it's like she's fucking evil.
I mean,
You know, like. I don't know.
she's
There
the
was some
evil
nuance.
lawyer.
There was some nuance there. I get it.
Because
will
Tyler
get
Perry
it.
wrote it, and light skinned women will be the doom. Of us all. That's how his movies work.
So I get where you're coming from.
I gotta go.
all right, Spidey. Thanks for being here. We'll see you
I'll
later.
see you guys.
See ya.
All right, that's a wrap on Spidey. All right, tell us about the layers that you fuck with in the movie, Pat, because you're saying this movie's bringing layers.
Yeah, so the layers that I fuck with this movie was like Madea was like obviously the B story, and then there's the A story, which was the whole rape the rape that she went through, and then she like both of them. Candace, both of them were in the same. They grew up the same way. They were both like Candace was probably going to have a better career or a better life than how it turned out, but one simple mistake, ruined it. The layers in this.
I don't think Candace made a mistake, but
No,
I feel
not
what you
a
mean.
mistake, but like one single
Incident.
like,
Yeah.
derailed the future.
Yes.
Well, Viola Davis also said like she had problems like before that.
Yeah, because she was also talking about her stepdad, who she was like, remember when you used to come and stay at my house to keep my stepdad from trying to get at me? Candace says that in the movie. So
Okay.
yeah,
I missed that shit.
But again, that circumstances that she didn't do anything wrong.
She didn't do anything wrong. So like the layers is in this is where one person gets to go have a good life who came from the same trauma, and the other person who came from the same trauma and do the same trauma goes on to have a different life. But then why when the person that makes it out, why are because this happens in our community too. Like I remember when people come from India, when people come from when they get out and they come from India, and then like we look down upon to the people still live in the farms in India. You know what I mean? So stuff like that's like it does not make sense because like we were all came from the same point.
I think it goes into the and see this is where I really really like the movie because there's no right or wrong answer because like it's just like falling into the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Very loud.
Sorry, we can't hear it on mic.
Okay. It's distracting me though. Fuck. I can't. What was I
The rabbit hole about why some people are doing better than others.
Right. Yeah. So like the people that are like made it out, they're gonna be on the side of the fence of like I worked hard. I got my shit together. I saved. I did what I could. I took my opportunities where I got them. I worked hard to get myself out of there. And then the people that aren't doing so well, they're going to be on the side of the fence of like, dude, I'm dealing with some shit. I went through some shit. There's not a lot of opportunities out here. System is kind of stacked against me. And they're both right. It's just, and then you get into the issues of like, some people have like mental health issues that other people don't. Like there's a lot of people out there dealing with like undiagnosed things that affect how you live your life. And I don't think there's a whole lot of communication or education about that in any community, because the same thing happens in the Indian community too. Is like we get into this whole like up and down thing, and I don't know. That's where I like it because it is very very complex. And
no, I definitely agree. It is super complex. My other layer in this was that the girl who endured so much pain and so much suffering just because of one incident, she had the ability to forgive and also tell the guy that, look, dude, this is not your fault. Yeah, you like when she asked him, did you know that this was gonna happen? When she trusted him, that was never the intentions. She told him like that's not his fault. Like for someone like you, usually people who are down on the luck are usually more self-aware than the people who are not down on the luck. Yeah. Because they're able to see more. Because like the guy who he just keep blaming himself, but could not see the bigger picture. But however,
I mean, I can feel what the guy. So what I think it is that it's a little bit of the old like. I think when you come to America or when you're living in America, if you're doing good, you kind of start getting that whole like rugged individual thing going on, because that's a big part of American culture, right? Like I made it here on my own merits because I'm good. This is why when people started bringing up white privilege, it started pissing a lot of people off, because people don't want to admit that there's a system that can benefit them. And this system does benefit people that aren't white sometimes too. Like you can still have privilege and not be white, but like as you start to come up, you get that. And then society, the government, and everything else doesn't do things to help these other people, right? Like specifically, if you're homeless, it's damn near illegal to be homeless. Like if you're homeless, no one's here to help you. You don't pay taxes. People look at you like you don't give anything to society, and that's it, right? But the thing is that if the way to help homelessness is to give these people things, right? If you want someone to stop being homeless, you give them a fucking house. Like if we make these things more affordable, if we did all that, but then that's about government and people feel like that's less freedoms and shit. So like when you're at the top or when you're doing better, it's hard to look back and be like, oh, I can help this person. And then when he does, he starts inconveniencing his own life. I'm not saying that he shouldn't have been helping Candace, because he definitely should have. But like, let's say the movie went the other way. Let's say Candace never got better. How long is he supposed to help Candace for? Yeah. Let's say, how much of his own resources are you supposed to use to help Candace? Let's say Candace isn't his friend that he's in love with. Let's say Candace is his fucking niece or his cousin or something like that, right? Like how much of his own resources is he supposed to put in for Candace? And the thing is that while I do think it takes a community, I also think that it takes it's on a country, because you can look at other countries that, like, let's talk about Amsterdam, that takes care of addicts better, that have sex workers working in actual legitimate conditions instead of out on the streets, that has decriminalized a lot of drugs, so that like using drugs, like, yes, it's on people to help other people, but at some point in time, you need the resources of the government to actually help lift people out of a shitty situation. And I feel like, one, yes, I do like this movie. I think it was fine. It wasn't my favorite, but I enjoyed it. And I don't think it was super realistic to all aspects, but that's not really what it's supposed to be. This movie is much more like an allegory. That's why there's a lot of religion in it. But the movie's solution was prison and religion. And that's what she got. And luckily she was able to get out. But like prison doesn't do that for you, really, right? And like that's just the real world. And like while religion, a lot of people can use that to get through what they're going through. I have friends that are alcoholics that refuse to go to AA because AA is rooted in religion.
What do you mean? How?
Because a lot of AAs that get put on are put on by charities, and a lot of those charities are run by religion. So like they're an answer that a lot of AA at least here in India, the ones my friends can't afford is like, well, you got to give yourself up to God, and that's how you're gonna get through being an alcoholic. And they're like staunch atheists, and they're like, why the fuck would I even begin to participate? They're also addicts too, so they're just not gonna fucking go. But
not to interrupt you,
yeah,
because I mean that was, I never knew that with like AA.
It's not all AAs, but it's a lot, like the ones that are easily accessible.
Because I figured like when you're an addict, that's
no. What? I just put chili pepper on my eye. Don't worry, I'll be fine.
But like what I was gonna say is like when you're an addict, like it's a mental and it's a national like problem, like it's like health problem.
Yeah, and then Viola Davis' character did say that she was like, it's a disease, that we have to beat, and like I like that we're actually looking at it that way. Yeah,
because it's not like a symptom or like a circumstance thing. So like it's a disease, and like if like praying is not gonna cure the disease. Like you gotta have to like take therapy. You gotta have to like work through it to get get over it.
And I think talking with Viola Davis in this situation would be looked at as a little bit of therapy. And even in the montage, you see Madea getting up, and they both bring this kind of like hardline thing to it. And I don't know, like even you see, I like this movie. The way that Madea interacts with Dr. Phil, like it feels like it's a condemnation on therapy in general, right? Like she does need fucking anger management. Madea's angry, but that's not what the movie's trying to get at. The movie isn't trying to be like, hey, if you got problems in your real life and you want to fix them, here are the different outlets and ways to kind of help that. The movie's a comedy, a dramedy with some comedy over here and some drama over here. And the way you solve your problems is through like community and religion. And like that is one legitimate way you can solve some shit, but it doesn't work for everybody. And so like, I think if that's the only answer you're giving up, then you might feel like you're a little lost in the sauce. But I think you go to Madea movies for like comfort and for some funny shit and for a little bit, but not for like life lessons that you need to be like exactly taken aback. I think it works for some people. I don't think it worked for all.
Mm-hmm. That's why I love Madea movies, because they'll give you some like life scenarios, but it's lighthearted. That's why House of Pain was one of my favorite sitcoms, because there was life lessons in House of Pain. Yeah,
I mean that's every well, I was about to say every sitcom. A lot of old school sitcoms, and I feel like House of Pain was kind of a bit of a throwback to that. I feel like everybody loves Chris a little bit, you know what I mean? Like that kind of style of sitcom. But yeah, man, Madea movies. That was it. That was just my take. What did you guys think about like its portrayal of like the like prostitution and shit? 'Cause I feel like that was rough.
It was rough. It was dark, and so I'm gonna say something like the way they portrayed drug abuse, prostitution in here. Madea movie was created by a black community, by a black director, written and everything. But if this was done in like, let's say like a Paramount studio, I feel like prostitution and drug abuse they would have portrayed it in a different light the way Madea portrayed it. Because like people in here on the and that's like, let's say if Paramount said it, they would have portrayed it as like, hey, prostitution is really, really bad. This is your fault. You did this. It's all on you. Drug abuse, it's all on you. This is all your fault. You're scum and all that stuff. But in here, I understand, and it's not all on you. And they're like, we could fix. Like they show the horrors of it, but they also but they don't portray it like to make you be like the worst person.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like in other movies, they would make you portray to be like the worst person.
Yeah.
And I think the movie.
And I think that's what contributes to like why homeless people are looked at the way they are, is because how are they always portrayed in the media? Just scummy,
Or like a golden, like a sweet individual person who's like lost here in the system. But that's the thing is like when old girl Viola Davis's character was coming through, what did that girl say, Deanna? She's like, she's been coming here for 16 years or some shit like that, and she's still doing it because the problem's not going away. Yes. She is helping, but you need a systemic change to change a systemic problem.
Yeah.
If you want prostitutes to be safe, I think their work needs to be legalized. Yeah. If it's the oldest profession,
look at Vegas,
and they've been fucking doing it, then let's not only organize it, let's unionize that shit, and let's make sure that if you are a sex worker, if you have a safe space to work in, that safe space maybe gets 5% of the cut, and you get 95% of that cut, right? Like, I understand that the movie has a negative way of looking at sex work, which is totally understandable, especially in the context that it's happening, because it's awful and it's for drugs and it's manipulative and it's not that. But there's plenty of places in the world where they're doing it right. And like, I feel like America gets hyped up on its morals and be like, we can't do that. But the thing is like, bro, it's either that, like, it's like with the abortion thing. Like, the death rate of infants is super high, or is much higher than it was in Texas, because these people are being forced to give birth to kids that actually die, and people are like, yay, no more abortions. Like, yeah, but the kids are still fucking dying. Like, what do you like? Look what's happening. Like, is that what you want? And then with the prostitution thing, be like, well, we can't legalize prostitution because that'll be bad. And then you look out on a corner like in fucking Madea Goes to jail. You're like, well, is that what you want? And they're like, well, we'll fix it by changing their heart. We won't. It's not gonna happen. Shut the fuck up. Just legalize it, and that'll fix it.
I definitely agree with you there. Like, if sex work was legal, we wouldn't have to worry about people going to the dark alley and women getting beat up or anything like that. Because
or the fucking pimp dude.
Yeah,
that guy was
that shit because,
actual
like,
Satan.
Because they would have protection. They would have a safe work environment.
I'm sure there would still be exploitations, but yeah, it wouldn't be like maybe that as dark. But
Yeah.
I mean, there's still, you know, like fucking what Andrew Tate did, you know.
Yeah.
Just his whole like webcam ring or whatever.
So
that-
we need to fight against it.
Even with it's a whole thing, man.
Yeah.
Sex trafficking. He's a bad person.
I thought he was doing human trafficking.
No.
Same difference.
He was doing a little bit of both.
Well, a little
You
bit
get into one, you typically get into the other. I feel like.
Yeah. I mean, even with legitimacies, I mean, there's always going to be a darkness to anything, right? So like, but yeah, I mean, it would certainly help. I mean, that's what fucking season 2 of The Wire, Amsterdam.
Yes.
Season 3.
I think there's 3.
3. Yeah, no, 2 is Sabatka.
Yeah.
3. Yeah, Amsterdam, dude. That's what he was trying. That's what he was trying to do, and it was kind of working.
Yep.
But sort of also definitely not. Amsterdam was ultimately not.
See, what they needed was, well, they got all the social workers down there, and they were doing the free needle exchange program. But what they also needed to be doing was like trying to reform people. You want to be able to get someone off drugs, you know, like, oh, girl, Viola Davis was out there giving out free needles and shit and condoms. She's on top of it, man. But it was like good social work.
But here's the thing now, like, especially with the fentanyl epidemic, the thing is like, before withdrawal was like, you know, if you were like on heroin, like the withdrawal could be strong enough to kill you, but like you make it, you know, like there you could get back, but if you're addicted to fentanyl, man, that's like the withdrawal will kill you. Like if someone gets addicted to fentanyl, they literally have no choice but to keep doing it.
For real?
It's that vicious.
I mean, that's why people are using it, because it's also like, hey, I got a guaranteed customer, essentially.
People that do fentanyl, they carry adrenaline pens with them because they know they're going to overdose. It's not like a if thing. It's like a
win.
It's going to happen. So please bring me back to life. It's dark, man. I watched this.
That's fucking crazy.
I watched this channel called Soft White Underbelly. This guy does live interviews of people that live on Skid Row, and a lot of them are fentanyl addicts. And
have you seen the cops getting they think that they're like, because they keep being like, you can absorb fentanyl through your hands, but like you actually cannot. Like the amount it would take, you would have to be in a fentanyl. You'd have to be in like submerged in a fentanyl tube.
Yeah, dude, I saw
and
that.
the cops keep passing out and shit, but they're just having like panic attacks, which is wild.
Yeah.
But they're like, they won't admit it. I think the movie's good. I think it's a good watch. If you're into the style of comedy of Madea, I think you'll fuck with it.
I was pleasantly surprised. I didn't expect it.
Theme this month is indie movies. And we started with a heavy hitter. Pat picked one of.
Is Moon indie?
It is. I believe. I do believe.
Well, it is sci-fi. No, we didn't do sci-fi yet. Hang on.
No, we did a sci-fi month, but we can come back and forth.
Moon and
Indie film.
Is Moon an indie? Hey, apparently the director of Parasite made a new one.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a banger.
Yeah.
And people are saying it's like better. The sci-fi does a hell of a lot, very, very little.
I'm pretty sure it's an indie film.
All right, well, that's my recommendation.
All right. So you want to pick Moon for this week?
Or I mean, like, what were you thinking?
I want to do. I was thinking about doing Dope because I like that movie and haven't seen it in a long while.
Dope?
Yeah.
Dope.
Haven't seen Dope?
I've never heard of it.
Is it? I think I seen a. I think it's a.
Is it about drugs?
I'm pretty sure it's about. I think I seen a commercial for this, but I don't think I've seen it.
Okay.
Is it about drugs?
It's about drugs. Yeah, I think it is.
Is it about drugs? Let's just okay.
We're in this commercial.
Let's do a
two
drug.
black kids riding a bicycle.
Yes.
Okay. I think
All
I've
right,
seen
then
this
after
commercial
Dope,
once.
we'll do Blow.
Okay, so
Oh, the one you're telling me about.
Hey, Blow's a great movie.
you ever seen Blow? Blow's in an
I've not
indie
seen
though.
Blow.
We got to get through
I know,
indie.
It's not.
We got to get through indie month.
Let's go fucking Primer.
Primer? You want to do Primer?
I don't know. I'm down.
Mickey, I'm letting you pick. It's either Moon or Primer. What are we doing?
That's a tough call. Primer's one of those movies that's like Donnie Darko. Like no matter how many times I watch it, I'm not really gonna get it.
I feel like if we watch Primer, we're gonna turn Pat clean off.
Yeah.
I think if we watch Moon, Pat would actually like Moon and fuck with
Primer
Moon.
is like advanced.
Yeah, Primer's like
Even for me. Like,
Primer's
I don't
like
get
homework,
it.
bro.
I don't get. Yeah, Primer's. Let's do Moon.
Let's do Moon.
Let's do Moon.
Okay.
Okay, I'm down for Moon. Moon is a great movie.
All right, y'all. We're going to watch Moon for next week. It is directed by
Somebody.
David Bowie's son,
Featuring Sam Rockwell.
Sam Rockwell.
Dude, that was the first movie I
un-
saw him in. And
What?
Yeah. I know he's been around
You've
for a
seen
while.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right?
Sam Rockwell's in it?
Yeah. He's one of like the gang members in the foot. He's like the main gang member.
I know he's been around for a while, but that's the first one I saw him in, and I was like, damn, he like became an instant favorite. Like he's such a good actor. He's a crazy good actor.
All right, so for next month we're watching Moon, and then
Next week.
next week we're watching Moon, directed by David Bowie's son, starring Sam Rockwell and a very unfortunate Kevin Spacey, but we're gonna watch it anyway.
Kevin Spacey's in it?
Yeah, he's just a voice. But
That's fine. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine. Look,
Moon next
it
week.
sucks, man. Because man, is it wrong to like still appreciate Kevin Spacey roles or like still appreciate like is this one of those art versus? Because like I did. It
Look,
sucks.
I'll probably never watch
I am not in
American
support
Beauty
of,
ever again.
Oh hell no.
I literally don't think I can watch that movie ever again.
I didn't like watching it the first time. I was like, what the fuck
I've
is
never
this?
seen it.
Yeah, well,
fucked,
now
man.
we really can't watch it.
It's
so,
fucked.
Yeah.
But Kevin Spacey, before Kevin Spacey stuff happened, he was one of my. He was like top 5.
He was my favorite because
He was like top 5 favorite actors for me. But you know, it's
House of Cards, he was amazing.
why people got to go and be shits.
Fucking Spacey. All right, well, that's it, y'all. We will see you at the next one. We're watching Moon.
7.
Yeah. We'll see you at the next thing. Bye.
7 would be a good one.
Talking Normies Podcast.